Hello everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Flea and I are back as we continue our look into horror anime with Hell's Paradise, created by Yuji Kaku. A squad of prisoners and their guards are sent to investigate a mysterious island. They get stranded there and must rely on each other to survive the island's mysterious and monstrous residents. Welcome back.
Pleasure to be here.
I have to say, before we begin, I was not impressed with this.
Why not?
This is what I would call your typical cookie cutter anime, the stuff I'm not too fussed on, like Attack on Titan. It's we've got Special Boy who's got powers and he's an edgelord, blah blah blah, and the more nonsensical the plot gets, it just doesn't make sense why any of this is happening. And then I realize there's a season 2 of this, so nothing's going to get resolved by the time we finish this.
It's based on a real legend.
Yeah, that's fair enough, but it's I hate that first form, wind attack, blah 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 blah. So I hate that type of anime.
You just described Bleach.
Yeah, well, I wasn't fussed in the movies, the animated movies. We've covered them. You do that. I'm like, what the hell?
See, I enjoy this. I really, really like this anime. Because I like the story.
I think a thing as well, because it's super hot and I'm super tired, I didn't do subtitles.
Yeah.
I watched it dubbed, and
trying to watch something while you're dying from dehydration isn't fun.
No, I'm trying to read the screen. You need to be concentrating when you're reading the screen.
Which is why I sat there being unable to sleep at like 4 o'clock in the morning watching this.
We need to talk about women's samurai. They did exist, didn't they?
They did exist. There were women samurai. There were female samurai warriors.
Yes.
Not a large amount of them.
But the essence of being a samurai is to serve and perfect your art and be, because that's what it is, to serve samurai. There was nonetheless, you can't be a samurai because you're a woman. That didn't exist, did it?
It depends on the type of samurai. A sword-wielding samurai, yes. Yes, it definitely existed.
Right.
Because that's it. He said you shouldn't. It's like in a later episode where I think he says you shouldn't be wielding a sword. You should be at home raising sons for the clan.
Which that's where I'm wondering, is because I watched the dub version, is this an example of the localizers putting this in, or was it you have a duty to the clan because of your status to carry the clan on?
No, it's totally.
Was it a proper translation?
Yes, it's a proper translation. They wouldn't actually stretch out a hand to stop her from wielding a sword if she wanted to be a warrior, but they do everything they could to convince her otherwise. Because like I say, her job isn't to be a warrior; it's to be a mother. But there are quite a few famous female samurai in Japanese history.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because
some of them led armies.
Yeah, when I'm hearing this also in a Southern Californian accent, I'm wondering how much of it's been.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, how much of this has been given, let's just say, artistic license when they translated, because that's a whole issue.
No, it's
just very on the knuckle, where I know Japanese culture is more nuanced than what's being put here, and it irritated me slightly. Talking about Sagiri's character, by the way, in case anyone's watching this, It's very on the nose, very 2020s. The glass ceiling, the patriarchy, blah blah blah.
I know, it's not. I understand enough Japanese to know what they're saying is like pretty much what's being. Also, think about it this way. Yeah, there's a scene later on again. It's like there's a scene where one of the other executioners is trying to convince her to let him take over her role and to go back to Japan on the boat to become a mother. Yeah, and she says she can't, and it's the bit where she says it's after he gets wounded, and he's like, I understand now. It's like one moment you're blustering around and talking and walking around like strutting like a man, and the next minute you're full of compassion and sorrow, and I see the woman in you. I understand it now. It's like, instead of having like two conflicting sides, she has decided to walk the middle path. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, she's trans. That's how I know it's not the localizers, because they would have been all over that.
Like I said, I think because I watched it in dubbed, and yeah, just hear it, especially friggin' Gabamuru. Whoever localized him in American annoyed me. Like, just whatever. And I'm just like,
you watched it dubbed?
That's what I said. Because did you just miss the whole point of saying like I didn't have a chat? I was too freaking hot. I didn't want to read anything, and I didn't put subtitles on. So I watched this mystery dubbed, and I hated it because that's part of. That's why I don't like watching it dubbed, because it's just.
Well, right. There is some really good dubbed anime.
This wasn't.
This might not be one horrible. Of them.
No, this was fucking horrible to listen to.
It's like, because it's like the Japanese pain for like what the Japanese word for like, oh, what a pain. Oh, I can't be bothered. It's mendokusai, and it just like it sounds a lot better in Japanese.
Yeah, I'm getting. Oh, dude, whatever. It's Whoever dubbed him should be sacked. They just made him sound like a petulant teenager. This is supposed to be a married man, purpose, and they've got him looking like a teenager, sounding like a teenager, and I can't be arsed. Like I said, that just switched me off immediately, and then that just grated on my nerves. There's a couple of characters here. I'm like, oh my God, the other Shinobi.
Yeah.
You hear her, whoever dubbed her was fucking just, oh my God, says, I'm like, oh no, please stop. So that's put me, I normally watch as subtitles, but it's too freaking hot to concentrate at the moment.
I never want to listen to the dubbed version of this.
No, God, it's bad. Really put me off.
I will take, because you were like, I'm not enjoying this one, and I'm like, you're not enjoying it? I thought this would be the kind of anime you'd actually like. Once you'd watched the first couple of episodes, you'd really get into. You'd be watching the dubbed version. I understand everything now.
Right, that's it's amazing how much of a difference it can make.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Like if it had a, if it wasn't hot as balls, and if I was actually able to concentrate, because yesterday was just a write-off. This is horrible. This week has been terrible. We are boiling to death here. I know it sounds hyperbolic, but this is not shit. And I mean, if it was hot during the day and cool at night, or cooler at night, we would get it. But there's no stop. It's all night. It's all the same temperatures, and it's 30s. It's all day. No air. No wind.
The humidity. It's like you get up in the morning, you're wet with sweat. you have a shower. 5 minutes. Well, you have a shower while you're drying yourself from the shower. It's like the water from the shower is just being replaced with sweat as soon as you dry it.
I'm going through a towel and 2 t-shirts a day.
Oh my god! Whoa.
This little room doesn't help either. Where a broadcast from, it's a fucking sweatbox. It's like,
yeah. I've got so I don't disturb anybody else in the house. My PC's in my bedroom. I've got my door shut, and it's like it's a gaming PC, so it pumps out a bit of heat. It's nice in winter, it's like having a radiator, but in summer.
No. So I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm irritated, and I watched it dubbed, and like I said, the people who plays Gabamuru and the other Shinobi, the female one,
Wow,
in the purple, those two voices, those voices that go through your head.
See, like Yuzuriya, the female Shinobi, the Kanochi. I thought you'd really like her character. Because she's really easygoing. She's really easygoing. A bit quite sarcastic. She's easygoing. She's sarcastic. She's a bit flippant. She's absolutely evil and only in it for herself, as she reveals. That she's revealed a couple of times already.
Oh, and the guy that plays her, the person that dubbed her, the one with the glasses, her guardian, or
Raccoon. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, well, whoever dubbed him as well, you're just like, oh god, please stop, stop.
Well,
That's what's killed it for me. I can't emphasize enough, people, not to watch anime dubbed. It's a completely different experience.
Right then, watch party. We're going to watch the first 6 episodes subtitled right now.
Actually, yeah, fucking boom. Oh god, man. Yeah, that's it completely changes your experience. And you know me, it's I'm always a fan of subtitles, but like I said, I just couldn't concentrate. And I thought, okay, how bad can it be? Oh my god, the ones that have dubbed this, the localizers, it's like a soap opera or like a teen drama, and it's just like, what the hell? So I'm gonna have a bit of a slant in this.
That's all right. I will guide you through the minefield, and maybe one day you'll be like, do you know what? I'll watch the first 6 episodes again.
I might have to,
because we've still got the last 7 to do after this.
I'm not doing that dubbed. I'm switching over. Like I said, I don't care how. Hopefully, this will break soon anyway. We'll get normal weather, but I'm not doing that dubbed. I can't listen to those voices.
Like if it doesn't break, if the weather doesn't break before next time, we'll have to consider putting it back a little bit, so that you don't.
No more reviews in the summer. We'll have to wait until autumn to my brain fucking cools down a bit.
Meanwhile, the list will just keep getting longer.
Buy more horrific merch. People will need to get called a Colin fan. God, it's I need a chuggy waller to sit here and fan me all day. It's bloody bad. There's no escape. There's the other one as well.
So, like, this is what people who aren't from the UK don't understand. It's not the heat, really. It's the humidity, because it's like we're an island nation. As far as island nations go, we're not the biggest island nation. You're never more than like 70 miles away from the sea or something like that in the UK.
Yep.
The oceans around, because of like the Gulf Stream and whatnot, the currents, the ocean currents around the UK tend to be warmer than they should be, considering how far north we are.
Well, we're the crossover between the Mediterranean and the Siberian slipstreams. So we get that mix, and that's at the tail end of both of them. And we'll get this weird mix.
Everything's so steep. This is why it's traditional. Traditional being like an Englishman to bitch about the weather constantly.
Oh dear, yeah.
It's like, no, if it gets much over 20, you just kind of like tugging at your collar and you turn around to your mate and go, in tit-tot. If it drops below 20, cold. No middle ground. We're being English. Being British. We are never happy with the weather.
No, it's
either too dry, too hot, too cold, or too wet.
But it changes too quickly, so you can't acclimatize as well. That doesn't help. So you don't get a chance to acclimatize because by next week this will have changed completely.
I say it can be in the low teens. It can drop from like the mid-20s today to the low teens tomorrow. I don't care. Yep. At least I'll see.
Yep. Dale says we're 15 minutes from the beach no matter where we are in New Zealand. You must have. What's your elevation like though? Because we are sea level, and
yeah, there's nowhere here that's really high.
Yeah. Oh well, fun times. But anyway, the setup of this is the first person we meet is Gabamuru, and they're attempting to execute him.
I've got to be honest, this bit does make me laugh.
I think they don't have the 3 attempts and then that's it, they get pardoned. Like the Lord, the feudal Lord here is determined to kill him no matter what.
We're going to behead you. Hits him around the back of the neck. The sword snaps. Right then, in that case, we're going to burn you to death at the stake. And he goes through all these. He goes through every single detail of what happens when you're burnt at the stake. It's like it's not an anime that shies away from giving you facts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's really, really painful because of the heat from the flames scorch you and burns you and your skin suffers off. But in the end, when you're screaming, you can't scream in agony because basically being burnt to death suffocates you in the end.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work. He just walks out of that.
Now, at what point?
I like the fact that Sagiri's taking notes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, could you at least give me like a pair of trousers so you don't have to face away? She's like, male nudity means nothing to me. I like Sagiri. Sagiri's awesome. And then they decide they're going to boil him in oil.
That's what I don't get. Oh, he wants to die? That's what he's saying. He wants to die. That's why he's not.
He's saying he wants to die, but they can't kill him. Which is where Sagiri like reveals herself as being an Asamon executioner. The scene where she's revealed to be an Asamon executioner, I think, is really, really good.
I enjoyed that.
Where, like, they're walking him down the corridor. He sets eyes on her. She draws her sword, and he instantly pictures himself losing his head. And he's like, "This is the real thing. This is the real thing. She's going to kill me."
But this is where it gets silly as well, because to go through this whole... This reminds me of the first fight scene in Blade 2. The absolutely stupid, pointless fight scene where they break into Whistler's, his Blades and Whistler's compound, and they do the swishy thing, and then just at the end of the fight, "Oh, I come with a message." So they go through all that, and then she's like, "I've got a pardon for you."
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's the whole thing where it's like she goes for his neck and he jumps back, right? She goes again and he fights back, yeah. And she's like, "But I thought you wanted to die." It's like, this is it. This is the death that you want. This is what you want. You do want to die, don't you? If you want to die, why are you fighting back? Why are you trying to survive? And he's like, "Wait, do I want to die?" He's like, "Right, if you don't want to die, I have a mission for you." And she explains she's been sent out to wander around Japan and find criminals for a mission that the shogun wants them to perform. And if they succeed in this mission, he will get his pardon.
And we'll get his backstory anyway, because he was shinobi It's part of a ninja clan, and he wanted to leave. It's a bit like John Wick, actually. The master gives him the one impossible task, but he didn't do it with a fucking pencil. He got captured.
Because he was betrayed by the people with him.
Mm-hmm. It was the bit of the time, like they're giggling, like, oh my god, that. I think there's two sides to this. It's like they're trying to go Dragon Ball Z type, with the cartoony stuff, and I don't like it. It's like, right, what do you want this to be? Do you want this to be like a tense drama going into supernatural horror, or are you doing cutesy wootsy anime, Saturday morning cartoon type? And that's where it kind of falls into every so often, and I just find that irritating. Plus, I watched it dubbed, so localizers.
It's like if you've got any, like, if there's anything you don't like about this, I would say it's because you watched it dubbed, because there'll be a scene which
but the same with the three is other three clanmates on top, and the way they did the faces, the giggling, that's where it takes me out of it.
That's kind of like that. To me, that's just kind of like them letting him know that they're in on what's happening. Because it's like if Gabimo was the best, if Gabimo was the number one, the best shinobi they had, everybody else would hate him for that, because everybody wants the top spot. Think back to the boss character in Zom 100.
Chief.
Also, it seems that the leader of the ninja village is some kind of like immortal demigod, because of this mysterious elixir that he drank when he was a young man.
But Gabimaru's not too far off it. But anyway, this is. I thought he wanted out of his marriage, but he wanted out of the. He wanted him and his wife out of the clan. Yep. Sort of, once again, it got lost a wee bit in translation.
Can I just say, Gabimaru's missus is gorgeous.
Even though she has a penis burnt into her face.
It does look like a penis.
It does look like it's a full cock right on her face.
I will teach you not to want to live as a woman. I will teach you how to live as part of the ninja clan by getting this incredibly hot piece of metal and inscribing a penis over your right eye. But Gabimaru was the only person who looked past that. She's lovely.
I like the way, one thing I like the way is that you didn't see her face. It was always hidden until later on when things got revealed. Like, there's good aspects to this. It's just, there's a cheesiness to it. Like I said, it's Attack on Titan type style of anime.
It's not
along that vein.
It's not got as serious as it's going to get yet. It's like there are serious parts in it, but there are comic elements as well.
Yeah. The execution scene, this was, it was like a marriage guidance counselor, but with swords.
Jesus. Oh,
that's basically what it devolved into.
we forgot that. Rip him apart with balls one. See, that one, I've got to be honest, that one was new, even for me. Like, oh yes, human legs, like the human hip socket can take like 500 pounds of force before it breaks. Meanwhile, a bull can exert like 960 pounds of pressure. balls are tied to his feet by ropes, and they just kind of like put straw on the back and set fire to it.
Yeah, that wasn't nice for the bull or the person. What the bull
I'm like, damn, that's whoever came up with that one must have had a serious problem.
That's 2 types of cruelty right there. Like, what's wrong with 4 horses? You know, attached to each limb, like the traditional way.
I have enough horses in Japan. I don't know. No, they must have done.
They did because they were riding horses as well.
Yeah, but it's just
No.
kind of like. Yeah, but it's the fact that it's like the smoke from the fire on the back, so it covers everything. The ball dust that the oxes are the balls are kicking up, and it's like it all clears, and he's just Gabby Maru is just like lying there tied to his pallet, and the balls are knackered and slightly singed.
Yep.
It's it is kind of like it's like this is Gabby Maru. Gabby Maru is pretty much indestructible. He's almost like superhuman in his abilities, and this is how we're going to show you that he's like how strong he is. Keystone Cops music plays in the background. But I honestly think the first episode. I think the first episode is meant to be quite funny, considering how serious the second one gets.
Mm-hmm. Because this is so Sagri was saying she's the one that picked up Gabby Maru, but there's other members of her clan are doing exactly the same thing, and all the prisoners have been gathered to an area, a pavilion. They're told about the island, and then they're shown one of the survivors. Who's sitting there, you know, with plants growing out of him and complete, you know, no longer human.
Just kind of like chuckling to himself.
Mm. It's a bit of a strange setup that they get one monitor each.
Mm.
And I don't know, it just seems very inefficient. Or waste of resources.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you at all. There, it makes no sense. What they're doing makes no sense. It's like right, they're going to send. They're going to. It's like right. There's a legend about this mystic island, Jigokuraku, which is basically kind of like it's. There's supposed to be like a bunch of hermits living on this island who've discovered the secret to like the elixir of immortality, which Emperor Tokugawa III, I think it was, it's like Shogun Tokugawa III, wants to get his hands on.
Child.
Yeah, he wants to get his hands on the elixir of immortality so he can live forever. And it's like he's decided he's going to send a right because every single one of these criminals is condemned to death. Because they're condemned to death, their lives are forfeit anyway. So he's going to send a group of condemned convicts to this island to search it and find the elixir of life for him. But so they don't betray him while they're there, each one has got an Asamon executioner with them, so that if they try anything funny, they can kill them on the spot.
Which to me is a waste of a valuable resource. These are highly skilled people.
Right. It's a ridiculous idea if you think about the fact that they've already tried this twice. They tried it by sending 2 groups of samurai and samurai only to the island. The guy with like the flowers growing out of the flowers and roots growing out of his eyeballs and his limbs and things. He is the only one who has managed to return home, which is why they decided to send convicts, but they don't trust the convicts to do what they're doing unless the threat of death is over them. Does it make sense?
No, because
not
this
in
is
the
this is a
slightest.
cross between Kelly's Heroes and the Suicide Squad.
But yeah, but basically,
So-
basically, this the legend that this is based on is kind of like the Suicide Squad, 14th century,
Mhm.
14th, 15th, might be the 15th, 1400s. Yeah, 15th. It's like Suicide Squad 14, whatever, 60 something.
Mhm.
And it's yeah.
A
Well,
lot of it
it's
feels like just so the plot can happen.
Like I say, it's based on what is actually quite a serious. It's not a legend. It's written down. It's like Tokugawa did hear stories about this, like this mystical island where the elixir of like immortality was to be found. He did send a group of samurai. This is kind of like where this breaks from the legend is the fact that Tokugawa sent a bunch of samurai. He didn't then send a bunch of convicts and executioners. He only sent one group. It's actually believed that the samurai didn't come back on the island they were on about was Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's the kind of like, oh, by the way, convicts. There's too many of you, so we'd like you to decide which ones of you are actually going to the island. Which they kind of read as, please kill each other until your numbers are thinned.
Yep. Why is it the people that chase immortality are the ones that should definitely not have it?
No one in their right mind would want immortality.
Like this emperor is a petulant child.
He's like
prince, never, he never led troops into battle. You can tell, and
no, because this is like right. The big conflicts in Japan, the ones that you read about, it's like the massive battles with like tens of thousands of samurai and like foot soldiers, Ashigara, clashing with each other in valleys. They all belong to a period of Japanese history called the Sengoku period, the Warring States.
Mm-hmm.
When Japanese was like 24 states, each with its own ruler, all fighting against each other to try and kill each other out to get more land and more power.
Like the old
that ended
Britannic kingdoms.
Yeah.
So what do we have? 20 kingdoms in the British Isles?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
It's happened in every country. It's happened in England. It's happened in France, Germany, the Native American Indians. It's like every country has gone through this kind of like this reformation is the wrong idea. It's the wrong word, but it's kind of like in the end, a leader, Ieyasu Tokugawa managed to bring them all together, creating modern Japan. Right? Things in Japan haven't changed much since Tokugawa unified it. Unified is the word I was looking for. But
is that not what loosely the story of Shogun's loosely based on?
Yes. Yeah.
Toranaga is essentially him, just names have been changed to protect the innocent sort of thing.
Right. Again, Shogun is based on historical fact because Nobunaga was a real person, as was the Dutch guy that Richard Chamberlain played in the version of Shogun I saw. But it's like after Tokugawa took control, there were no need for warrior samurai anymore. I mean, there was still warrior samurai, but most samurai became courtiers, and they all became spoiled brats because you couldn't defeat your opponent now by basically telling him to a duel and cutting him in half. You had fancy clothes, the best food, the most extravagant houses. It's like you'll be living in like a row of council houses, and suddenly the bloke a couple of roads up, a couple of like houses up, will suddenly turn up with a new car, and he'll strut around like a peacock for a bit because he's got this nice shiny new car. it ended up being like that. So yeah, calling the shogun like a spoiled brat is perfectly fine, because he is. Because he had the best of everything. If he wanted something, all he got to do is snap his fingers. If the general of his armies suddenly had a beautiful new wife, the most beautiful woman in the world, is mine now.
Yeah, but that's the way these, they have everything, but it's never enough because they haven't earned it. There's not that sense of satisfaction, and it just get more and more depraved. And we'll see this thing play out. That you just see this is amusement for him. He's only half interested in sending them to the island. Half of it he just wants busy Coliseum style blood sports.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we're going to kill each other then. And the guy who's the spokesperson, the guy speaking for the Shogun, Shogun never speaks himself. It's kind of like, oh, this isn't really what we expected. And the Shogun's in the background, like going like, oh, I've always wanted to see like a proper bloody fight to the death. Claps his hands like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese don't mind spreading shit on their history if it's real.
Well, that's the whole point of history. It's you acknowledge.
It's another thing I respect them for. You know how like history changes depending on who's writing it.
Yeah, because we see it with the Germans. Are desperately trying to rewrite their destiny, and they're almost disassociating themselves with their past, and but they still have changed because they're still super aggressive.
No,
they can't help themselves. You know what I mean?
Like the Germans will always be the Germans. It's like. But like a lot of things, the way people perceive the Germans today is all because of the actions of one man.
No, it's never just one person, though.
Yeah, but it only takes one person to start something.
No, but it has to be already there. That will not. We'll not go with that, but it's. It has to be there. Because
everybody knows what we're talking about, and it was there. He just took over in what was it, 32?
But it was already. The battlefield has to be there. It has to be in people.
I've studied like in between war history. It's fascinating. The fact that the rest of the world sat around and let it happen. Sorry, back to Gabby Maru.
Yep. God, yeah, he's
I love the way that it's like chaos is going on around him. People are dying in like they're having their necks broken. They're having their heads smashed in with rocks. They're being throttled with the rope that people. Everybody's hands is tied.
They're all wearing paper masks as well.
Yeah, they've got to kill each other, but they're not allowed to untie their hands. More on this later. Right, but it's kind of like the reason that the masks they're wearing is literally like 3 or 4 sheets of paper tied around their head with the length of rope. That paper will have been brought from like a shrine or a temple. It's just so that because it's to prevent them from seeing the shogun, who you have to remember is divine. In the same way that the Japanese emperors were divine.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought that only went for the emperor. I thought the shogun was just classed as a warlord.
He's a child. That's basically what shogun means. Shogun means a warlord, but he was so much more than that because it was the shogun who it was the shogun line that eventually became the line of emperors. So the shogun is always a little bit divine.
All right. Yeah, because I thought it was just because they're low status, and the fact that the shogun never has done this before. This gathering.
I'll say, they have no status. It's like they're convicted criminals. Every single one of them is sentenced to death. they are no longer human. They're animals, which is why they can do shit like this to them.
Yep, and that's why this was set up outside of the village. You know what I mean? It was set up isolated because it was the Shogun didn't want to be seen to be sullying himself with this spectacle.
Yeah.
But as also a top secret mission. You know, it's Kelly's Heroes, you know what I mean? It's suicide.
I never thought of it like that. But yeah, it's a shame there's only 10 of them, because if there was 2 more, it would be Dirty Dozen as well.
Yeah.
It's like there are so many. There are so many.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
And comics and things.
Couldn't get my head. Obviously Kelly's Heroes, but yeah, 30 Dozen as well. Flip's sake, I never forgot that. It was at the back of my head as well. Like, there's another one. What the hell?
Right. The thing I like is like this.
Just want to say, thank you, Luna, for the super chat. Much appreciated. And happy Sunday to you too. Hopefully it's a bit cooler where you are, because we're boiling to death here.
I am. Right. Because I've got all my doors and windows and the curtains shut and whatnot, and my PC's blasting away. My sweat is sweating at this moment. Soon, like after I've finished, I'm going to put like a snorkel plug on my nose, get a straw or something, fill the bath full of cold water, and just sleep in the bath with the straw sticking out. That'll be me tonight. If nobody hears from me tomorrow, I've drowned. Don't worry, at least I'll be cold. But it's like only 10 people are going on this mission, yeah? This pardon that they're going to try and get only works for one of them.
Mm-hmm. Another annoying part was the fact that some of them have been marked. These are the special people, and just tells you the 10 that are going to be there.
Yeah, it's like there's like the sword dragon, who is just totally like ripping people apart with his hands, because he doesn't need a sword really, but he's got the most impressive facial hair. It's like this guy is like somebody that I can't remember. Oh no, what's his name? Somebody the giant, and he's just kind of like lying there asleep while other people are hitting him with rocks and kicking him and biting him. And it's like, but the most of all, Gabimaru the Hollow looks at him. He's just kind of like sitting there going nowhere with his back to everything. Nobody's going anywhere near him.
Yeah,
until he decides to get up and tell the Shogun himself that killing is never the right answer.
Yeah, because that's his thing. He doesn't want the kill, even though he's exceptional at it, because of his background. You know.
Well, no, because if you
get strip fed throughout the next episodes.
Yeah, it's like if you want to kill, you're a psychopath. Gabimaru isn't a psychopath. Also, like he used to be because that's how he became known as Gabimaru the Hollow, because he's got no emotions. He just kills and kills and kills and kills. Until he married the chief's daughter, who taught him that killing is never wrong. You should always pray once a day, and you should always say thank you for the food after you've eaten. I love his wife. She's lovely. She's kind of like, with all this chaos and all this death and all this blood, because it is quite a bloody anime.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like she's just kind of like this. She doesn't speak very loudly, so she's this really quiet, almost whispering voice of reason that lives in the back of his head.
Which is why I find it really hard. Because, first of all, they should have made his character a bit older.
Yeah, I agree with that. He does look like somewhere in his mid to late teens.
And then because I stupidly watched it dubbed, the voice they put on top of him takes away from all that.
Oh my God, I can't be bothered. oh, I guess I'm going to have to kill him now. Then
man, you know, I just like no, please stop.
Like the guy who they chose to play Gabby Mabbitt in the subtitled version has got that kind of voice, but it suits him, and he plays a lot of characters like this, and he can actually pick his voice up when he needs to. But
Sorry about that.
But it's the fact that it's like you there. It's like how dare this person talk to like the Shogun like that? You there, the expendable one. If you kill this man, you can go on the expedition. Really? Yeah. Right then. And Gabby Mo's like, oh, I really don't want to hurt you. Well, you heard what he said, this, that, and the other. And, oh, okay then. I guess in that case, I've got no choice but to kill you. Poor number one's like, excuse me? And then he just runs up to him, and rips his throat out with his fingers. He then rips the throat out of a second one. He then rips the throat of the third one out with his teeth.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. He just arf.
I was like, whoa. Yeah, that was kind of like, okay. And it's like I love the bit where Sagiri is watching him. Oh, there's a reveal for Sagiri where several of the prisoners decide they're going to tackle Sagiri because even though she's a samurai, she's a woman. They're going to kill her because she will be weaker than the men and take her sword off her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like but the guy standing next to the guy with the eye patch, you never always forget. It's kind of like, are you okay? And he's like, yes, I'm okay with this. Just as they're running towards her, just before she strikes at them with her sword, she has a vision of kind of like the blooded, rotting souls of dead people climbing up her body. And she sees these people charging towards her, reflected in her sword, and there's more of these like they're monsters because it's like every person she kills kind of like weighs on her conscience, and it's pushing her down. And that's why she's trying so hard. She's trying to like find kind of like the right.
It's basically her father was known as somebody who performed the perfect strike. It was. Is it this episode we get the one of the storyteller, or is it the next one?
I think it's either like I think it's episode. Yeah, I think it's the next one, episode 3, because this one kind of starts out with Gabby. Like this one starts with Gabby Maru's story, doesn't it?
Yeah, because every episode's basically another person's story. It sort of gives their backstory for each of the individuals, and yeah, she's saying that something holds her back from performing the perfect strike, but we don't really get it's until we get the full backstory what that means. But yeah, they don't last a half a second. She decapitates all through. But that's the thing. She's already proven, like when we get her reveal, this is what annoys me. When she's revealed as a sword tester and executioner, she's revered as an expert, a master. And this is the first part of the episode. Why does it spend 6 episodes then denigrating her and putting her down?
Because she's a woman.
But
and her loyalty should be to the clan, not the sword.
But what I'm saying is she's revered as like her skills have already shown.
If
there had been she was a trainee, or she was, or because they were deemed expendable, they were the lesser members of the clan, I would get it. But when she's introduced, when she's revealed as part of the Yamata clan, she's revered as an expert.
There are 12 Asamon executioners. Yeah, she is ranked 12th. Yeah. Because of her hesitation, because of the fact that her sword style isn't absolutely perfect. But when she when she finds balance, when she finds her resolve, and she's in front of a convicted convict who has been executed to death, she's peerless.
It's a bit of a strange mix, you know. Like I said, it's like you're trying too hard with this narrative.
Yeah, but basically that is it. There's a really good analogy where she's like facing spoilers later in these episodes, where it's kind of like she's there and she's there in a fighting stance with a sword, and it's like she's talking about stuff. She's got to calm her emotions. She's got to clear her mind. And there's like an ocean, like a choppy ocean, an ocean with waves behind her. And you're just waiting for the moment where the waves die and the water becomes calm so she can strike. It's kind of like that's her feelings.
Is that not the principle of Bushido anyway?
That depends who you talk to. Bushido,
is that not the ultimate attainment of Bushido? Is to get that stage? That's what every practitioner of the martial arts wants.
But Bushido is just a series of rules you live by. However, there used to be
the philosophical. The philosophical
there used to be like
them is
hundreds of sword schools, of which the Asamon was just one. So it's like she's trying. It's not so much Bushido. She's trying to live up to the expectations that her clan has for her as a warrior, as an executioner, not as a woman, because her expectation as a woman is to look after the home and have children for the clan, which isn't what she wants. She wants to be a warrior. She wants to be an executioner. She wants to be a warrior. She wants to be an executioner so that her father stops looking at her with disappointment. She's got a massive journey to go on. Same with Gabi Maru, but Gabi Maru is coming the other way. Gabi Maru is like the ultimate warrior trying to find his humanity. Trying to survive this and find his humanity. So he's going home to his wife, who is this woman who has just realized he loves more than anything. So he wants to go and rescue her from the clan that has separated them.
Yeah, like I said, I just felt like
it's a deeper story than you think when you watch it dubbed in far too hot weather.
I think that's what it is. It's the dubbing's killed it for me. Really has. It's just it feels like it's been cheapened. The dialogue, the translated dialogue, cheapens this whole thing. I'm struggling with it. That's what I'm saying. I'm proper because of the way I watched it. I'm struggling with it.
There are some really good dubs to some really good anime out there. Because I love His War is one.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? I don't watch dubs. I prefer subtitles, but it's just in this case, I thought experiencing.
The only time I watch dubs is if there's no other option. Because some of like the really anime back in like the mid 80s, early 90s, when anime hit Europe and England, Europe and the UK, it's kind of like you could only get dubbed, and they're that old that you can't find subtitled versions of them. You can find raw versions of them, but you can't find subs. But there is a scene at the end of this I think is absolutely amazing. It's a scene where it's like Gabi Maru is standing by the side of the ocean, surrounded by like half a dozen dead bodies, saturated in blood. And Sagiri lifts her sword out of her belt, and she pulls it up so she can see his reflection in the blade. Because like if she sees it, she's like the image reflected.
That's what
the image reflected in the blade is the truth. And if she looks at her own reflection, she can see like these hands clawing at her face, and the fear in her eyes at the fact that like these souls are like attached to her from the people she's killed. And she looks at Gabi Maru, and Gabi Maru is just standing there with all these arms and souls wrapped around him. But he's perfectly fine with that. You could almost say he's at peace with that. He's accepted who he is and what he has done. And Sagiri wants to be like that. She wants to reach that point, which is why she wants to travel with Gabimaru. So she can find out what the secret is to like regaining her humanity, even though she sees herself as being some kind of monster. See, it's deep. It's really deep.
It is, like I said, it's just I think.
But it's got this kind of like teenagey kind of aura about it, where you've got like Gabimaru, the ultra Chad, can perform like who knows how many ninja jutsu, magic tricks that can kill people, and he's almost indestructible, and he can't be hurt by balls, boiling oil, fire, weapons, whatever. You've got Sagiri, who is this incredibly tall, incredible, beautiful swordswoman who can behead a man in one stroke, which isn't easy, even with a katana. It's like she can behead somebody with a single stroke, and she carries herself perfectly all the time. They're exact polar opposites, but they're kind of like, they are so comic book characters.
It's when it devolves in the cartoon. This is the difference between animated and cartoon is it's like watching a kid's movie as opposed to an adult movie.
You are going to get so tired of Gabimaru saying, "I can't be asked."
Yeah,
I don't want to do this.
Whatever, that sort of, I hate that dialogue. It drives me up the wall because he should have been an older character. This would have been, if he was a slightly older character. He didn't have to be like ancient, but someone has seen some stuff.
Yeah,
and an adult, it'd be much more palatable and believable as somebody who's got the head of his, basically top of his profession, mastered his art. Having him as a teenager and with a teenager's voice is really difficult to sort of marry the two together. So that's where I'm really struggling with this.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, hang on, just check her chat here. Oh, Luna's in the desert, so she's not getting any respite. Raven still has fans subtitled anime from back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Subs were around, just harder than the dubs.
It's like when anime came into this country, there was no such thing as subtitles. I think even people even knew that subtitled anime existed. I've got loads of I've got like God knows how many VHS, because I never throw, even if it doesn't play, I'll never throw a series away, so I can still say I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like VHS. Most of the early stuff is dubbed. It wasn't until there was a company called Anime Go who released first Bubblegum Crisis, and they released it on they released two different videos, subbed and dubbed.
I suppose when I was DVDs when I started getting into it, and one disc. This is back when they had the old style discs. One disc was subbed, one disc was dubbed.
Yeah,
always two discs. You had the two options.
Back
but even series like Macros Plus and all. You mean you had like you had one side, it was like three discs, and it was all subs, and the other three discs were dubbed. You know what I mean? That's the way you bought it.
Right. Back in the day when I first got into anime, you used to go to anime conventions. All the anime was on Laserdisc.
God, that was
Laserdisc. Who remembers Laserdiscs? Come on, show your age.
Of course, they were still Swish brand new technology, and
yeah, because it was like
Sony mainly. I was Sony, wasn't it? Those are just mainly
because it's
overpriced as always.
Like Laserdisc, importing NTSC Laserdisc from America was the only way you could get subtitles, because of course if you bought the same Laserdisc from Japan, Japanese only. Although if you buy anime from Japanese nowadays on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, always includes in English. So it doesn't include dubs, but it always has an English subtitle track on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the technology is different now anyway, because it's, you can have multiple languages on the one disc. And in fact, it's even with streaming now. It's going to, it's pick your language. So but back then it was like, it was an entire disc was one movie. Just with the technology couldn't burn them any better, if that makes sense. But yeah, now you have multiple languages, in the one, like a Blu-ray, for example.
You'd have amazing subtitles, like the guy on the screen would be like, "Gono yodo, ain't you no back on the side, and like the subtitle at the bottom, you noob." The good old days when we
how things have progressed. Like, there's a positive aspect to with the way we can connect with each other. And there's a positive aspect, we can enjoy each other's art and stuff. But there's a negative aspect that we also have to deal with everybody's lunatics. Because everyone has their lunatics and absolute melts.
Yes.
That's a problem. You get all the village idiots, form a group, and that's it.
Like Sony, who produces quite a lot of anime during various companies, are going on about using AI. They're talking about working on AI for subtitles, and all their work will be subtitled before it leaves the country. So that if a streamer such as Crunchyroll or High Dive picks it up, they won't need localizers because it will already have an English subtrack.
I would like that.
I'm going to
in a Japanese. I don't want it in a Western accent. If that makes sense. I would like a Japanese accent, but speaking English. If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense to me.
Then you don't lose the flow. Because, like I said, this is horrible to listen to in a Western
accent. I like my anime as close to the original as you can get it. But then again, if you think about it, I've been an anime fan for the best part of 40 years.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what you watch. I'll use the example again of Blacksmith, The Devil's Blacksmith.
Yeah.
That was set in Germany, medieval Germany. And when the localizers do it with the translated to English, everyone's got a Southern Californian accent and uses Southern California. It's not even as if they're. What irritates me is they don't translate. It's not like using the language of the day in English. It's modern regional accent and regional colloquialisms. So they're going, "Oh my God, hey man," and all that kind of stuff.
Why?
Really, really.
Why would you? Why would you do that?
It's horrible. And like I said, that's where I have an issue. This ruined it for me. The dubbing in this just is taking me out of it. I can't get fully on board. And I'm thinking now, I
can understand that. I mean, it's like
Attack on Titan was the same thing. That had the potential to be a really good show, like proper gritty horror and like body horror and everything there. But I watched it dubbed.
Oh.
And it's horrible. Just listening to that sort of nasally whiny sort of accents, teenager type dialogue is really difficult. You just can't take it seriously. So you lose any aspect of the grittiness or I'm trying to think of the words, like the urgency or the depth of the character. It just feels cheap. But anyway, we're on to Yeah, they're basically going to the island. This is where we get a bit of Gabimaru's backstory, that he suspects that now he's listening to this, that the chief, his chief, has taken the elixir. Because he's talking about all the fates that he basically can't be killed. He's immortal.
Mm.
And even for ninjutsu, like his powers on, you know, I mean, it's borderline supernatural.
Ninja Village Chief takes a sword through the head with great aplomb.
Mm-hmm. Just like laughs it off.
Which is why Gabimaru believes in the elixir of immortality.
Mm-hmm. Them have this weird character decides that he's a monk that got fascinated with weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, he's basically your average.
Basically, as soon as they land on the beach, basically they start betraying each other, and this is the first battle.
I love the bit where it's like Gabimaru's there with his hands tied because Sagiri won't let him untie his hands. He gets attacked, and it's like he literally just like parts his hand, ripping the rope, and she's like, bind your hands. But this guy's going to kill us. I don't care. Bind your hands. Gives him a rope.
Yeah, it's maybe meant to be comedy, but I'm like, what he's doing? Do you want these people to do this or what? If you just want them executed, just execute them.
Mm.
Do you mean the whole premise of they still have to have their hands tied and they have a guard over them? Like, I'm not with it. I'm not buying it.
It's kind of like everyone is going to have this assignment differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's Sagiri is going to like she's going to do hers by the book.
No, but the fact that that's what the rules are.
Mm.
What's the point? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Convicted criminal, therefore his hands must be bound. It's exactly the same with handcuffs.
But you want them to go on a mission. In that case, you take the handcuffs off. You know, it's, like I said, I'm struggling with that aspect. It's.
Well,
I can understand them until, like, when they reach the beach, take their bindings off them. You know, because that signifies they're on the. What do you remember the King and I?
Yeah.
And they had the whole thing where they were trying to host a dinner, and everyone just dropped. The minute the king walked in, they just dropped to their knees. So if they're carrying a platter of dishes, they drop the dishes immediately.
Yes.
So for the purpose of the banquet, the ball to go ahead, everyone on the servants got a special armband, which they only wore during that occasion, so they didn't have to drop and bow, so they could perform their duties. Why is this any different? Yes, on the ship, they still stayed bound, blah, 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 so they didn't take over the ship and sail away. But once they were on the island, that shouldn't have been a thing. And the fact that they carried it on is stupid. It just got my nerves.
Matt, you'll notice Sagiri is the only one who insists that Gabimaru's hands be bound.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. They carried it on. It just got silly. And
it's not until like episode 5 that she actually allows him to walk around with his hands untied.
It went on too long. And it was too much of a focus. Where that could have been spent better to me with the lore of this and uncovering the island and then questioning what the actual purpose of this was. Maybe discovering some of the previous inhabitants. which it did maybe one, but start to piece together the mystery. More time could have been spent elaborating that instead of this. That just seemed a bit asinine.
It could have been just to stretch the runtime out.
Which is, if that's it, that's really obvious and it stinks. I hate padding. If anyone knows, when I'm talking about something, I hate it when I feel like something's at points being stretched and things being padded out, because it means there's no story there, or a very limited story.
This fight does happen in the manga though, and it takes up like half a volume.
But
it could have been
what's the point of an adaptation? Like, for example, why isn't this the normal 12 episodes? Why is it 13 episodes? It could easily have been the 12 episodes if they take a lot of this stuff out of it.
First seasons are always 13 episodes. It's because there used to be kind of like a catch-up episode in the middle, but they don't really bother with it anymore. If they need a little bit, if they need a couple of minutes of extra runtime in an episode, they'll cut the credits.
Like I said, this aspect, it's things I guess are irritating me a bit.
The thing that gets me is like Gabimaru is there tying his hands back up. He's tying his hands back up to police Sagiri, and he just catches a demolition ball to the face. Demolition ball cracks into a million pieces. He's still there. He's still there to tie his hand.
But we've seen that, you know what I mean? We've seen that. But they covered all that in the first episode.
It's what's it? It's a good fight scene, but it's an unnecessary fight. It could have been a lot shorter.
Yeah, just like I said, there's aspects of this I'm having trouble with. I can't just brush it aside.
It's a reminder of how strong Gabimaru is compared to everyone else.
But we've already had 2 episodes of this scene being set up, so we get it. It feels like they're hammering a point home. Do you know what I mean? Like a Saturday morning cartoon. And it's aspects of this, like I said, it takes away from the deeper story. It just feels cheapened.
There's a reason.
They do it too often, and it's.
There's a reason for this. But spoilers.
Well, obviously we're spoiling that. You know what I mean? Up to. Are you talking about right to the end of this? Or up to where we watch?
No, it's not that far away from where we are at the moment.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. It's just and then we've got the samurai discussing their personal issues and that in front of the prisoners, which once again is bad form. They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but you have to remember the prisoners aren't human. So what they're going to do?
But they're not the normal. If it was a court, yes. This is different, and they're basically showing weakness. I don't know. Like I said, there's bits of that where it just feels very clunky. We've watched too much good anime. We've watched too much.
The reason they're like bitching in public and things like that is because they are samurai. So therefore, they're trying to one-up each other. Remember, this is the era when most samurai were just big crybabies trying to like have a newer, flashier kimono than the next person. So they will constantly put each other down. They will constantly put each other down to show how bigger they are than each other. And you can't argue back because they're samurai. And if you do argue back, they've still got the right to kill you.
But when they're doing it to each other, it's just
Mm.
like, for example, in our culture, that's where dueling come in.
Mm.
So it didn't matter whether
Yeah.
you're lord or lady, whatever else. If you insulted someone,
Ah.
then you offered
But-
them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pistols
But
are gone.
remember, Sagiri, as far as the Assaman executioners are concerned, Sagiri is on the bottom rung. He's the least of them. So if any of the others want to tell her what to do and what they think of her, they're quite entitled to, and she can't answer back.
And this is where we get the fight scene as well between Gabamura and Sagiri, that basically they both find out they can't kill each other. Like something's holding them back. They get multiple opportunities to strike killing blows and they won't do it.
I like that. To me, that's good storytelling.
That aspect, yes. Like I said, if this is what they should be focusing on. A lot of the other stuff's taken away, is stripping away from this and distracting from what could be really, really deep, thought-provoking story.
I think one of the problems is that, now this is going to sound really dumb, right? And you're probably going to think like, no, really. This is a very Japanese story. So it's taken from a Japanese mindset, which is completely different to the way we see things. So it's kind of like so it's like what's going on between Sagiri and her superiors. Because remember, every single Atamon on that boat is superior to her. She's the chieftain's daughter. But because of the way she's chosen to choose her life, because of the fact that she wants to be an executioner, because she is of a lower rank than there, the fact that she is the chieftain's daughter means absolutely nothing.
But it's also the reason why she was indulged.
Yeah, but it's like in this country, if one of the children of the royal family decided to do something, even if they were terribly bad at it, they would still be treated as the rank that they are. Because technically, Sagiri is a princess. So they shouldn't just be calling her Sagiri, because if she was being treated as a princess, going up to her and calling her name is a good enough excuse to be beheaded. Samurai are weird. But I wouldn't say that to one of them's face.
But that's kind of where they had a problem getting into the 20th century.
Yeah. It's one of the
major crisis of who they were.
Oh yeah, it's one of the reasons why parts of this doesn't make sense, because they're going back to like a style of government and a group of people that haven't existed for 450, 500 years.
Yeah. But then I wonder as well if it's a history lesson, unless everyone in Japan's a history expert. Would this not be maybe explained a bit better? I don't know. Like I said, the writing in this, we've watched too many anime where the writing's far superior, the dialogue's
We've-
far superior.
We've seen too many grown-up stories. That's what it is.
Yeah, this feels very childish, just the way it's delivered. It feels very ham-fisted. Like there's a deeper story here, but it's not being delivered that way, and that's where I'm having a difficulty.
Right, considering the gruesome death that you see and the amount of blood that has been spilled, and to be quite honest, in the later episodes, the nipple count. This is still a kids' anime.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I'm a horror fan. I take that's blood, guts, boobies are just daily. You know, I barely even register that. If that makes sense.
Well, it's like
That's just part of the story.
You've got to admit they are doing quite well with the blood and the guts and the gory death.
Oh yeah, there's no holding back there. But then you put this lacy, borderline cartoon, cheap dialogue over the top. It's like I said, I find it difficult. I find this a difficult watch, and I find it grating. That's why I zone out quite a bit when I'm watching this.
That's because you watched the dubbed version.
Yes,
that's my excuse for everything bad you can say about this is because you watched the dubbed version.
Could be. Which I'm wondering if a lot of reviews would have been different if I'd done that. If that makes sense.
Do you know? I think they would have, because it's like the thing.
There's only like a half of we've been doing this for over a year. There's maybe 2 or 3 at most.
So the only one that I really whined about was Death Note, but that was just because of the pacing.
Yeah.
Actually, saying that, I might attempt the dubbed version of Death Note just to see if it does it any better. I can pretty much already tell you it won't.
Probably not, because Misa Amane is going to have a Southern Californian voice, and that would be horrible.
Oh God!
And yeah, what L will be a dude, bro.
Hell,
yeah.
Oh.
But also that thing that we should not speak of was in English. I will never watch that again. Look at that there.
I will. I know exactly what you're talking about. I will never watch that again.
Anyway, we'll get a bit more into the back. As I said, the overland dialogue really takes away, because we're getting good backstory here. We're finding out that Gabamuri, his parents were part of the ninja clan, and they left the ninja clan, but the clan leader
they too tried to escape. Do you think maybe being a member of a ninja clan isn't all it's wrapped up to be?
It doesn't seem to be like a. I'm thinking similar to the assassins. That's a cult. You're effectively joining the cult, and you don't leave cults. No, I mean, it's more than just that. It's not. You're not just a hitman. You know, I mean, you're part of a. It's life. Like joining the mob or something. You don't get out. You're there for life. And that's it. So, Gabamuri's parents, they were part of the clan. They left. They basically lived their lives. Clan leader came, killed them, and then took Gabamuri back. And essentially raised them as his own.
But look at Gabamuri. These are the mangled, disheveled remains of your parents. They were fools.
Yeah, but he's a baby, so I don't think it registered. You know what I mean? I think it's just for us.
You gotta be honest, baby Gabamuri, as far as his face is concerned, he hasn't changed much, has he? What?
But this is where we see Sagiri has her shadows, the dead, the dead hands clawing over, and Gabimari has the specter of his adoptive father on his shoulder. So they both basically got their demons they're wrestling with. And I think almost this makes sense. The clan chieftain is trying to make him better than better to almost wipe out the disrespect of his parents. Pushing them harder,
Yes.
you know what I mean? That's the vibe I was getting there. But just to top things off, we then who is it? Come on, the other crown. It wasn't the Bandit King. It was another one, wasn't
it? It was the Sword Dragon.
Oh, Sword Dragon, right? And his men
The
basically
Sword Dragon and his
right.
handler.
Yep.
Are walking through the forest when they walk into a clearing with a load of statues, stacked like Buddha heads.
But
it's
just
like, are there people on this island who could have made such a thing? Huge butterfly lands on the Sword Saint's hand, the Sword Dragon's hand. He looks down at it. It takes off, and as it flies past his face, he notices it's got a really, really long stinger. This butterfly, and the butterfly grins at him
with a human face.
With a human face,
because why not?
At which point he does what anybody would do in this situation. He cuts his own hand off. His hand falls to the ground, and as his handler screams, "What are you doing?" Hand just erupts with flowers.
And then that's where we start to get giants appear and all weird. It was very Takoshi Kon, wasn't
it? Yeah. It's very like this huge, really weird looking, part human, part animal, part insect giants rise above the trees. Giant centipedes with like the faces of like little wizened fat blokes. These butterflies spreading some kind of dust behind them. The one in front of Gabimaru is basically like a human body, a fish's head. It doesn't stick forward, it goes straight up, and it's got 6 arms. That is one weird fever dream. Right.
Mm-hmm. So this is where we get, because in the next one we get the Blade Dragon's backstory, and this is where it starts to get a bit repetitive, because I realize everyone's getting a backstory every episode, and it's like, oh, come on.
Right, only the main players.
It's just that it feels the way everything goes to a flashback in exactly the same way. There's better ways to do this with dialogue. This is where it's starting to feel a bit cartoony. And also they basically have a child, barely born a kid, guarding this fella. If they had been trainees, say they were, say the samurai were trainees, all bottom rank, and that this mission was for them to prove themselves, I think it would give them more agency. And they're all essentially recruits, whatever that means, in samurai terms. So they're all basically the same rank. They were just, just starting out. I would get this. So they were almost expendable themselves because they weren't trained, fully trained or fully skilled samurai.
Oh yeah, because it is
because you have some like little kids and stuff. You know what I mean? It's a strange mix, and then you've got like the Genji and all. You know what I mean? It just
his handler is the dissectionist, isn't he?
Mhm.
The guy who doesn't carry the guy who doesn't carry a sword, he carries a gutting hook.
But he looks about 12.
He does, doesn't he?
Which
I don't know how old he's supposed to be.
This is another thing I'm having a major problem with. It's like they're trying to set this in a high school. They're squeezing that formula in, the high school formula.
I can't remember what colour his eyes are, but I think he could be an albino.
I didn't care, to be honest. That didn't really mean that much to me. It's just the fact that, the age of these ones and what they're supposed to have done, etc., just doesn't, it's not adding up. There's too much inconsistency. So either have them as all seasoned samurai and to give them a side mission, not just to escort the prisoners, but they've got a side mission of while the prisoners are searching for the elixir, they're trying to solve the mystery of what happened to their colleagues. Something like that, you know what I mean?
But that's not what they're there for. They are there only to find the elixir of immortality. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, like I said, the whole that thing, it's a bit clunky. It's a bit of a clunky storytelling too. I'm not buying it. If they were just sent as a squad, the prisoners were just sent as a squad and basically told to be somewhere else, would have made sense. Or it's like I said, it's just very strange. It's a completely counterproductive setup. And then you see the sort of samurai that they are. It adds another level of like, what is this?
Remember, this is all being done on the whim of the shogun.
Maybe we needed a bit more time to realize what a popinjay was. That would help. But we only get a brief. Look at the shogun. If I think we need to maybe scale. He did mad shit like this all the time, and it makes no sense. His laws make no sense. The things that he orders. I think we needed a bit more of that for context. Ah well. But
as we go on,
they go on. They start to gather the fight against these creatures. They're looking at them and they're looking at some of the creatures as well, and they're getting the idea that it's both inspiration from Buddhist and Taoist religions. So it hints that multiple people have been to these islands at some point and established something.
Right. A mix of Buddhist and Taoist religions is roughly the same as a mix between Islamic and Jewish religions.
Don't mix their water and
it's something that in like the normal world will never happen.
Right. So that's the mystery. It's not just the fact that it's a colony, but the fact that it's completely opposing and that somehow they've come together in this. And it's not like they're built side by side. It's not like you got a Buddhist next to a Taoist. They're mixing them. And these statues are all warped.
There's one where you have like the fat, like the really, really fat guy with the really, really like long lobed ears, which is a Taoist image. and you've got like a Buddha sitting on his lap, facing him in a very sexy time kind of orientation.
Hmm.
I think that's in the next episode. The things that you notice.
Yep. This is where Yasuhiro turns up. I need to watch her again and without the dub. Because fuck me.
She's one of the best girls. She's one of the best. See, we've met.
Her dubbing is awful.
Oh God, I dread to think.
Talking about Valley Girl type, you know.
Oh,
my
no.
godsies! Oh my godsies! I'm a sexy ninja. Why does my sexy ninja powers work in you? Oh man!
She's one of the funniest characters in the anime. I particularly like the bit where she tries to put her moves on Gabimaru and ends up in an arm lock.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
because he's a shinobi, she's a Kanochi. He knows all their tricks.
And he's married.
He's like, why does it work on you? I'm married.
Oh, he's also borderline in love with Sagiri. But how many times did they recycle that? That's cartoony anime. You know what I mean? That's Saturday morning cartoon type stuff. And they did it about 4 times. So by the 3rd time they've lost the joke, they beat the dead horse.
Yes.
That's where I'm having a trouble. The first time I would let it go.
Right. The joke is that even though she knows she's going to fail, she keeps trying. Because it's the bit where it's like the tall guy. It's like she walks into the clearing. She's like, "Whoa, you did really well fighting those monsters." And it's like Gabimaru and Sagiri just kind of like, "Why didn't you help?" And he's like, "Wow, you're so strong." Walks up to him. I'm not number 1. There's the tall guy, the tall samurai guy, who's basically his what I actually think his the guy he was supposed to be watching was the first one to die, because I'm pretty sure there's like a short scene of like the Bandit King killing him. More on the Bandit King later.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like the prophet.
Yeah, that was like the first.
Apostasy, or whatever it was called. He was his, and he was like and then the short, somewhat weighty guy who they call the raccoon, whose name I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like it's a Kanochi. And they know Kanochi's tricks. Kanochi's try to seduce you to make you fall in love with them, so they do whatever you want. And the big guy's going like, he's like, yes. It's like I met as I was leaving the beach, I met these two, and I decided that this woman is so dangerous, she needs 2 guards. And Gabimaru and Sagiri, they're kind of like, yeah, she seduced him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we had this scene as well, like a lot of them getting killed, and she was supposed to be one of them. I'm like, well, why all the build up? Then she showed that she didn't get killed, like she faked her death to take out the other one. And then also Bandit King turns up, and we find out his guardian's actually his brother, and his brother only joined the samurai with the purpose of freeing his brother.
His brother is the most girly boy I have ever seen.
Yeah. Which, once again, doesn't fit in with... I don't know what they're trying to do with the samurai. They're supposed to be masters, except, you know what I mean? And they're all weird. They're all nerdy. They're all, like, they're all warriors. How have they got this far? How have they even got a sword? Why... How did they get past any sort of trial?
They're not warriors. They're executioners.
Still.
It's like from what you read in like the proper history book, samurai were a very high-strung bunch with a lot of quirks. because it's like right, yeah, you're right. Not that long after this takes place, you have the Meiji Restoration. I think it's like 150 years actually, but you have the Meiji Restoration, where the emperor decided he was going to like normalize Japan. Yeah, he was going to drag Japan, kicking and screaming, into like the 19th century. He did that by dissolving all the castes. So all of a sudden, all these hennin, who are the people who live at the bottom of the, they live below the bottom rung of the ladder. Never accuse a Japanese person of having hennin ancestors, or you will lose your teeth. All the way up to the nobles and the samurais and things like that. All of a sudden, they're all equal. Samurai just couldn't cope with that, and it led to a bloodbath. But that's oh no, which one was it? The one with the castle in the swamp and the guy who falls in love with the demon.
Oh, Tales, was it Tales of Macabre? The one with the door,
Yeah,
the
like,
wife's tied to the door with her lover.
yeah. You see, like her husband and her were like disenchanted.
Yeah, but that's because their house was dishonored and their
yeah.
lord was.
After the Meiji Restoration was finished, and they were like, they had to find jobs. A lot of samurai, the only jobs they could find was like being paid thugs, because all they were good for was fighting. So this is set way before that time, when the samurai was still a quirky bunch.
Wasn't Tales of Yokai, wasn't it?
I'm not making excuses for them, but if you like read samurai stories, there are a lot of very, very weird samurai.
Fair enough. Like I said, it just feels like every anime. See the mainstream anime that does this, very westernized anime. That's what this looks like.
That is, it's not that westernized.
It's
my God, could it just be that you're so used to watching anime that you're beginning to westernize it?
I don't know. Maybe I think the dubbing. I think the dubbing's killed me in this.
Yeah.
I think honestly, it's.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's something off.
I think user video being like, "Oh my God," in a Valley accent. Yeah, that put me off. And it's always like user
Kevin Murray's like borderline stoner bro type, you know, whatever, man.
Oh God, no.
Yep, it's that sort of it's horrible.
No. I'm not starting him being laid back because he knows how powerful he is. So it's kind of like, I think one of the reasons he doesn't like fighting is because he finds fighting boring, because he knows he's going to win.
Yeah, it's pointless. You
like
know,
when he fights what's his name? Thingy, the giant.
Or the fish thing, or the one with
no, not the fish thing. When he fights, later on in episode 6, where he fights like the convict they call the giant.
Oh yes, right.
Yeah, like that. That is, I think that is the first time you actually see him take a combat. It's the first time he doesn't look bored in a combat. It's the first time he takes a combat seriously. And it's not against some weird giant monster or giant centipedes or anything like that. It's against a fellow convict. I wouldn't fight him. I'd just run faster than he does.
Yeah. We'll find out as well that statue creatures can actually speak. They have dialogue. and they're judging everyone for their sins. It's almost like they smell the sin on them. And this is where they come to the idea that this isn't heaven, which they've been told. It's possibly hell.
But yeah, but it's kind of like I kind of like the way they're treating them. So I'm going to kill them all. No, killing is wrong. You must not kill. Kill them all.
And then this is I think this is the most frustrating episode, the samurai and the woman. It's all because it almost feels like, have we not got past this by now? Has Sagiri not proved herself to be competent?
I think this is like the final part of that chapter.
I hope so, because if that's going to carry on, it's going to get really fucking boring very quickly.
Oh, she'll keep doubting herself as long as.
Well, that's fair enough. Until she reaches that point, that's but she has to get over that as well, or else it's going to get.
This is where she actually explains herself. Or rather, this is where she starts to explain herself, because she starts explaining herself to Kenji, who is the tall samurai, the tall samurai with one eye, who may have been seduced by whatever her name is.
There was a second girl who did the seduction stuff, but she got killed.
The cannibal prostitute. Yeah, she existed for all of like an episode and a half.
Yeah.
Because one minute it shows you attempting to have like sexy time with one of the Asomon, and the next thing she's like, her corpse is on the ground and she's beheaded.
Yeah, I just can't remember which one it was that walked away from her. Is he part of this group now?
No, the guy, what's it? Kenji? Is it Kenji?
Was he the Giants?
Like Kenji was what's it? Kenji is the guy who was looking after the apostle. So I'd love to have known what his powers were. Because he was one of like these red mark, like almost superhuman characters.
And
it's just kind of like, yeah, he got killed. Oh, that was it. Don't just say they got killed. Show us how they got killed.
And this is where we also find out that the ships that come to the island don't get to leave either. Like, even just by coming and landing on the island, you're sort of cursed never to leave.
It's because the currents that circle the island all come back to the island. There's got to be one that leaves, though, because the guy got back.
Yeah.
The samurai with all the flowers sticking out of him getting back.
Yeah, we've got this plot as well that basically Yudikai is guilty because she led samurai to her village and had her whole clan wiped out. And then
at this moment, Yudikai caused the death of his villagers.
And between Genji and Sagri basically have this same argument over again.
Well, he wants her to go home and bear children for the clan and be a good housewife for the clan. And she attempts to explain that she can't do that It's like for her own sake, she has to be a warrior. She has to be an executioner. He refuses to listen.
And then he gets twatted.
Then he gets hit. He gets one shot by the giant. Which is like
that's Roku, isn't it?
Roku. Oh, yeah, Roku. Because then we get Roku's story. How he was just when he was a child, he was a really big lad and always hungry,
and didn't know his own strength.
So he went on a killing spree, killed everybody.
You know who he reminds me of?
Mm-hmm.
Master Blaster from fucking Beyond the Thunderdrum.
Yeah,
he reminds me of Blaster, basically. You know.
Oh, Master and Blaster. Oh, the good old days.
Oh god, that's one of the movies that's so bad it passes through bad into something else.
Yeah, it goes through bad. It goes through bad.
It just passes through it, like goes straight through bad.
Passes through bad and goes to the region known as cult.
Yep. Do not pass go.
Do not pass go. Go to court. Take all your fans with you. Never come back.
Roll another 2d6 after Tina Turner's acting. Say every time Tina Turner acts, roll another 2d6 to go
but
further forward.
That Thunderdome did bring us the brilliant dome where Mel Gibson's kind of like bullshit. Tina Turner's like, no, pig shit. Oh, so you got like one move and you're wrong, one move and you're dead. We're all dead. You know, there are some very quotable lines. It's kind of like the Mad Max equivalent of With Nail and I. If you've never seen that film, it's weird but very quotable.
Yeah, that's what this guy makes me just a big simple child.
Yeah, it's kind of like it kind of does that thing that I hate, where you get a villain, and it's like he's not allowed just to be a villain. He has to have some tragic backstory that makes you feel sorry for him. I will never forgive LucasArts and Disney for what they did to Darth Vader. Because Darth Vader was one of the greatest villains ever written. Just this faceless, raspy breath murder machine. No, they have to give him a soppy backstory.
I thought you liver sword.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and it gets in your sandwiches.
Yeah, oh God.
Yes.
Nothing. We've got to be honest. It's a crunchy sandwich.
I'm so glad I checked out that fucking shitty franchise.
It's never good. Like it. Don't worry, it's dying.
There's still fucking idiots out there that think it's relevant.
I'm like,
they are cultists. They are cultists.
They're
really
like that. Not only are they cultists, they have a name for themselves. They call themselves Jedi.
Okay.
Let us depart from this conversation and talk about fights between.
Do you know the most tragic thing of the modern age? Those fucking glow sticks that people beat each other with. That's all they are. They're just big. They're just hardened glow sticks, and people.
Really expensive ones.
Yeah, but it doesn't make you any less of a Sado.
This is true.
And they'll do all the spinny stuff and that, and woo woo woo. Yeah, fuck off. Just fuck off, honestly.
Yeah. They need to move on. Anyway, yes, Gabimaru and Roku. Gabimaru uses his most power.
No. They stop. They have an initial, right? They have the initial slap, and then they stop patiently. Roku waits patiently while they stand there and have a conversation trying to figure out how to beat him. Well, I can't do this one, I can't do that one, and he just stands there letting them talk.
Like Gabimaru can't risk getting in close to hit him because he realized that even though he's like pretty much indestructible, one slap from Roku is going to severely damage him. but he's already tried using a jitsu pebble kick, and that didn't work. So projectiles won't work. Give me a cannon, that'll work. And it's like Sagiri is kind of like
and I'm sorry, but he talks about his flame thing. Flame one, leather one, first form. Right. I hate that.
Right.
I fucking hate that.
You know what?
It winds me up.
Right. What we need, like Gabi Mao. If Gabi Mao wasn't good enough for the job, they should have brought Naruto in. God, I hate Naruto. Oh,
I hate that side of anime.
Yeah, it's a throwback to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's
and
Dragon Ball Z. It's Attack on Titan.
The native audience is watching this would have been all over it because it's an homage to Dragon Ball. Oh, it's really funny. That's great. That's cool.
Yeah, fucking dickheads. No, it's Demon Slayer does it as well. Bleach, the animated movies do it. It's fucking annoying. I hate it. I utterly despise it.
That's why in like the Street Fighter video games, you can. It's a throwback to Dragon Ball. It's as simple as that. Now I'm like I'm.
Did that film come out yet?
Pardon?
Did the Street Fighter movie come out yet?
I don't think so.
I know Mortal Kombat 2 came out, but was Street Fighter not meant to be out like straight after? I haven't heard anything since the trailer. Mortal Kombat 2 was shit, by the way. That was boring.
I'm not. The fact that we've not heard anything from since the trailer, I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Because when I saw they were bringing out a new Mortal Kombat movie, I think the first words to come out of my mouth were, "God no, please God no."
And it was based on that remake, the first one.
Oh, Goldstone.
Yeah, it's the same characters, that. This is why I'm glad I'm a horror channel. I'm not a fucking sci-fi channel. I'd have strung myself up by now if I had to do sci-fi and comic book stuff. I couldn't do it.
That's
why I'm glad I'm a horror channel.
Like,
at least, as much as this irritates me, at least it's not that shit.
Yeah, like science fiction. Science fiction is not just in that. Science fiction globally is dying a horrible, rasping, choking death. Science fiction is lying on its back.
I watched Subservience last night.
Foam bubbling from its lips.
I don't know if you've seen that. I watched Subservience last night because I do watch other stuff apart from horror, just as a palate cleanser. And it just reminds me why I'm a horror fan. So is that dopey one with Megan Fox? Playing the synthetic housemaid thing.
Yeah.
It was bollocks. Like, you couldn't even review it. It's bollocks. It's not even worth getting out. It was just absolute shite.
Wow.
It's every fucking cliche. And
I think that's the problem. It's like people seem to be people like script writers these days, storyboard writers. They seem to have a problem coming up with new ideas. So instead of thinking and trying to work out new ideas, they just recycle the same old crap. And it's like, it's like the worst thing you can say about a film, I think, is this film.
Do you know what it was a carbon copy of?
Pardon, sorry, what was that?
Megan. It was a carbon copy of Megan, but you got to see bums and boobs. That
slightly better version of Megan then.
I didn't mind the first Megan. Megan 2.0 was shocking. I reviewed that on the channel.
I haven't. I saw the first Megan. Yeah, I agree. First Megan was an okay film. It wasn't the best film I've ever watched. But
it was okay. It was watchable. The second one's horrendous.
I didn't see 2 because I've got to be honest. Normally, I don't bother with sequels. In a lot of anime, I don't bother with second seasons.
Hmm.
Because it's like second season 2 onwards always seems to take a bit of a step down because it's not the newest, latest thing anymore. They're putting all their effort into something else.
That's what has me concerned. The fact they're just season 2 of this.
Oh,
It's making me going, are they going to spring this?
Like they're already talking about season 3 of this. Season 1. Right. Whether it's an anime series gets a season 2 or not depends on how much feedback they get about season 1. So it's like this, like season 1 of Hell's Paradise received good enough reviews and good enough feedback from like the public that they decided to do a season 2. Season 3 is already on the storyboard.
This is for a certain type of audience, and I'm not.
Yeah. You might like the manga better.
Like I said, I'm just having a massive. But like I said, Roku waits patiently while they discuss how to beat him, and then they're like, "Use special move number 5, and if I do this, do that." And this is the bit where Sagiri flows like water, and Genji opens his eyes and goes, "Oh, she is the chosen one."
Oh, she is not any Asamon. She is the Kwisatz Haderach.
Yeah. Then he gets
pretty much. I'm not even kidding.
It's fucking stupid. It's because we know that basically it couldn't be more. This is Gabamuru and Sagiri's story. Fuck all the rest. These characters are just getting in the way. This could be a really tight, deep, emotional story with monsters and 2 people discovering themselves if they had been the only ones went to the island. But there's too many characters, there's too much cheesiness, there's too much Dragon Ball Z type shit, and
I'm blaming it all on localization because I love this anime.
And
I'm
trying to think. I could count on one hand. I think I've watched full episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I mean, maybe 3 full episodes at most if I've done that.
So why is
Sagiri
the highest ranked Asamon when she's got her head on straight? Because it's over 9,000.
It's just
it is. There is, like you say, there is quite a deep. There is a really good, really deep story to this, but you have to scrape and dig just a little to find it.
All this rubble.
I think the scene
has been
the scene where Sagiri is talking about like having to calm herself and concentrate her thoughts because if she's scared, if she's angry, she's not going to be able to cut through. And she needs to do this in one blow. And it's like she tries to calm herself. She goes for the wrist. She goes for like the underside of his wrist to remove one of his hands. Her sword bounces off. She goes for the back of his knee. Her sword bounces off. Then you know that things are gonna get tough. Things are going to get hard because Roku's belly rumbles and he starts crying. That bit, I've got to be honest, is a bit dumb. In fact, it not only is it dumb, it is positively eye-rolling.
Because he's not a baby.
He's not
a simple adult, but
right. He's not a bad lad. He's just driven by his stomach. I know what I'm like when I'm hungry.
Yeah, but if he had just picked up like one of the centipede things and just ate it, then that would have the crying like a baby. Like I said, all this rubble. That's the way I could describe it. Rubble of shite of childhood has been dumped on top of a good story.
This is also the moment where Genji sees the truth behind Sagiri. and she's kind of like she's conflicted with the fact that like she doesn't want to be she doesn't want to be a man, she doesn't want to be a woman. She wants to walk the middle road where she can be both. Which is how I know that the localizers didn't. Can you imagine if like this anime is 4 years old? No, it's only a couple of years old. This anime is only a couple of years old. But can you imagine if like the localizers who were part of like the localizer problem got hold of this?
Oh God, yeah, that would be like.
It's like this, this would be unwatchable. This would be absolutely unwatchable.
For example, oh my God, what is it? Heaven, no. What's the one with the skin?
Heavenly Delusion.
Heavenly Delusion, right?
The one where the guy gets that we believe the kid, the boy gets his brain transplanted into his sister's body.
Yep. That I'm glad I never watched dubbed. I'm pretty sure they would have fucked that up. That was such a delicate, tragic story.
Right.
That
the whole transgender, yeah. None of that insanity. And I apologize if I hurt people by calling it that, but that's how it appears to me. That insanity does not appear in Japan. I'm not saying there aren't trans people in Japan, but they don't have the power that governments in the West have given them. See, right.
It's become a trend. Anyway.
Right. To me, there's only one type of person in this world, and that's people. We're all different, but we're all the same. It's like I don't do racism because there's only one race on this planet, the human race. We all bleed the same color.
Hate is too beautiful emotion just to waste one group of people.
I find
the red button does not discriminate.
But
there's times I want to push that button.
I haven't got the energy to hate people. I do laugh at a lot of people.
Nah, you come at me, I kind of want you wiped off the face of the earth. I'm that sort of person. I get on with anybody, but you come at me in some way.
Oh, well, if I disagree with you over something, I will be like, Colin, I don't agree with that, but do you know what? I will not be an arsehole about it and start making demands because I don't agree. Because do you know what? Two people are allowed to have different views on the subject.
No, I'm talking about doing harm. I'm not talking about disagreeing opinions. That's fucking by the by.
Yeah.
Is there anybody on this channel that agrees with me 100% of anything? Or do we even agree with each other? Look at all of us. We're not even agreeing about this anime. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. If everybody agreed with everybody else, just think how boring it'd be.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something good out to do you harm, to destroy you.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's instant. I want you and your ancestors and your descendants and all traces of you wiped off the face of this earth. That's my mentality. I'm a scorched earth type person. You know, let me live in peace. If you're not going to do that, I want you gone. And
I will remember this and behave.
But where were we?
We got to the point where Genji finally realized that Sagiri is trying to walk the middle road of her life.
I thought it was just a balance in the yin and yang. I thought we were going to go that direction.
You could say it is that. She's trying to find balance between her two sides, because it's like she doesn't want to give up being a woman, but she wants to be a warrior.
Oh, you mean like a tomboy?
I have a special love for tomboys.
No, but do you know what I mean? That's haven't always been a thing. And same as you can have effeminate men, you know that.
Yeah.
Like honestly, you see me with my penny on and doing the housework and stuff. You know what I mean? It's I embrace that side of things. Keeping the cool house myself. wanting things right and done. Iron my own shirts, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Take pride in it.
Yeah, true. I'm going to say, right.
We all have, you know what I mean? We've all aspects of ourselves, feminine and masculine, and it's a mix, and we balance it, and we...
Right. I'm of the opinion that you cannot be a manly man unless you know how to put creases in your trousers. Because a manly man should always have an impeccable crease.
Just in case I was told, it gets a bread knife for us, you know, you can get the crease out and get yourself a slice of bread.
Yep.
That's an old
my mum, bless her, made sure that I could cook, clean, do the laundry, iron, you know, all the things that you need to do everyday life.
Yeah, that's why I don't get on with bloke that has a wife that does all that for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But then again, you put a car engine in front of me and I'm scratching my head because I'm just not into that at all. I would have loved to be more handy, but I just never took that. So, you know, I mean, we're all different. I just think they're over. I think they could have went a different route with her battle against herself and her guilt and trying to emulate her father would have been enough of a storyline.
Yeah.
I just think this is a distraction.
It's almost like they've got a really, really strong character, but it's like she has to be stronger. There's not enough there already. It's like they're gilding the lily. They don't want the cherry on top. They want two cherries on top.
Yep, and have her nobility be a source of resentment with the other samurai. That would have been a good story arc to play with, but you woman, you know, carry sword or, you know, is just very reductive storyline. And the fact, I could see them being surprised and maybe a bit, but it's gone on too long now. It's still gone on 6 episodes later. And I'm bored. I'm bored with it. I'm hoping this is the bit where it steps away from that, because if it's going to carry on, I'm going to get really sick of this.
I actually think like what's going on between Gabimo and Sagiri is the main part of the plot.
Yeah,
it will liven up and get a lot darker soon. In fact, episode 7 could be a bit of a kicker.
Mm-hmm. I will not be watching it dubbed. I like the fact I know how to. Let's just burn the forest down, stuff it. I like that sort of right. Do you know what you do? You just burn the forest down. Everything here is trying to kill us, so fuck it.
It's almost like Vietnam.
Napalm. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Burning rock, aesthetic jitsu. Boom. There's a burning rock. Yeah, but it's kind of like right then. This giant is double our height, so we're gonna set the forest on fire, and then we're gonna keep close to the ground because he's so much higher than us, and heat and all that stuff rises. He's gonna get carbon monoxide poisoning. And I love the way how the narrator kind of explains it in like
but can a narrator just randomly pop in?
The best kind of narrator, like. This is like kind of like
there hasn't been a narrator for 5 episodes, and where does narrator?
I know there's narrator. It's like best narrator still goes somewhere. Love is war, but anyway, it's like random narrator guy pops in. He's giving you all this thing about how like poisons and things and this and magic and black magic and ninja trips and things like that, and then basically he goes, it's carbon monoxide poisoning.
Because carbon monoxide does not have a stable octet. So it's always looking to bind with oxygen cells to be CO2, because CO2 does have a stable octet. There you go.
Boom, science. I love science. But it's basically carbon monoxide poisoning. This guy's going like, wah, that is gurgling.
Yep.
To the point where he collapses on his knee. See, like he collapses onto his hands and knees. I like this scene. I really like. I will defend this scene to my dying day. The bit where Sagiri actually kind of like delivers the fatal blow. Poetry it is.
My concern is moving forward, it's because of the cartoonish Saturday morning cartoon style that's beaten into this thing. We're then going to have her and Gabamuri standing side by side. Gabamuri's going to go like, Nimpo Blaze Attack number 6. And she's going to go, Water Calming Form number 3. Combine! And the fucking dragon's going to appear or something, you know.
Right.
It's going to go full.
Does not happen.
Right, because if it's going to go that retarded, I'm out. You can review it on your own next time. I'm like, I'll set you up and then I'm out because I'm like, I hate that shit. I really hate it. I can't emphasize it enough.
The story is going to get.
That's how bad this is affecting me. I'm imagining this happening in the future because it's setting up.
No. It's fine. Right. You need a sauna. Right, you need to go to some Turkish bath or something where it's ridiculous, humid and really, really hot. You need to sweat the dub out of you before it poisons you.
I'll turn the aircon unit off for 10 minutes. That'll do the job. I can't emphasize enough.
I watched both sub and dub. But the reason I settled on sub because you'd watch something in dub, which you've got to be honest, dubbed is easier to watch because
you don't have to concentrate. You don't have to read the screen. That's the only reason that
you don't have to have eyes like
at the moment.
You don't have to have eyes like a chameleon. You know, one watching the screen, the other one going from side to side reading the subtitles. It's a lot easier, but it's like when you watch an anime. And it's like when you watch an anime and it's dubbed, and you think, do you know what? I've wasted an hour watching 3 episodes of this anime. It's trash. It's rubbish. And then you decide to give it a second go, but you decide to watch the subtitled version instead, and it's one of the best things you've ever seen. Serial Experiments Lane, that was, by the way.
I didn't watch that dubbed.
It's like the first time I watched it dubbed. My own version of Serial Experiments that was on VHS. My own version of Serial Experiments, on my shelf over there, is DVD. I watched it subtitled, and it's a completely different anime.
Have you got your camera on or your screen?
No, why? Oh yes. Oh no! What have you been buying? Oh my god! Well, you didn't like those.
It's not a Funko Pop.
But are you telling me that Lane was it had such an effect on you? You had to have your own Lane.
I just saw it. I went, okay.
This.
But basically, right, there's a purpose. This behind me is getting done up. I'm planning. I've got stuff to redo all this. So I've been gathering up things to redo the back shelf.
I've got to be honest. This pleases me.
The zombies are annoying me. They were an idea. The Cthulhu are annoying me because they're shit.
Right, Serial Experiments Lane. Serial Experiments Lane is one of those undersung anime. Right, believe it or not, a lot of it is to do with the art style. People don't like Serial Experiments Lane because it's not got the same kind of like flashy anime that Hell's Paradise has. Because it is quite muted. It's quite the animation is muted. The colors are muted. The animation is quite understated.
I'll not lie. I prefer that because it
Yeah,
it
because
lends to the story.
people these days,
This is
a lot of people
too
watch.
cartoony.
Yeah,
It's,
they watch anime for the flashy animation. They don't watch the anime for the story. And I think in Hell's Paradise, the animation takes away from the story.
it's too Dragon Ball Z. Oh, you can help me identify something.
Oh God. Oh no, it's going to my phone.
Who be this? And have we got it on the watch list? I had to have it. It just looked cool.
It just looked cool.
She comes with 2 faces, by the way. I just put that one on because that's like a demonic face. Get into the.
She looks familiar. She looks very familiar.
Do you know that one?
I shall start searching
I
and
need
finding
to
out.
Google Lens it, I think, and find out who she. I don't know. I just had to, like I said, I'm just buying random.
It's like, are these things that have come into the shop?
This is why. No, I've ordered online. I'm like looking.
Uh-huh.
No, like I said, I've been. There's a plan to get this all done up and refurbished, refreshed. This is why I can't have a tattoo, by the way, because how long have I had this up and it's annoying me? It's time for a change. That would be me with it. That would be me with a tattoo. I would have a tattoo, right? And then after a while, I would have to change it. And I don't know how many rewrites or drawovers you get before your skin.
I'll
have to ask Cameron about that. How many go-overs you get with a tattoo? Because to me, it would just be like I'd be getting a tattoo and then getting it removed and a new one put on like every year. Do you know what I mean? I'm like this, of this setup, but it's starting to annoy me because it's just I need to. There's bits of it just feel like they're half baked, and this is why I get after a while. So yeah, that's why I'm getting all that stuff because it's gonna.
God, my room's been like it is now for years because I am one of these people where when I put something somewhere, that's it. It's in its final resting place.
I do, and then everything has to get changed every so often. So it's not like a
it's okay. It's got to the point now where I've run out of shelf space. I've run out of wall space.
Except with books. I don't do that with books.
Very, very rapidly running out of floor space.
Mm-hmm. Right, where were we? Sorry, tangent alert, folks. We went off.
Oh, so like the scene I will defend with my life forever, where it's like Sagiri kind of like comes to terms with who she is. The water's calm, and she perfectly like decapitates him in one blow, and then she basically cradles his head in her arms, apologizes to him, and says it's okay. Nobody hates him anymore. Everything is fine. I love that scene.
Yeah, there's poetry to that.
It's the ridiculous and stupid level of like she's just beheaded this guy. She's locked his head up with one blow. Yet it's like the compassion she shows towards that. See, she's gone from being like the warrior, like the warrior, the bloke, the sword user, to being like a compassionate mother holding a child in her arms. I love it.
This is about where basically all the giants rush up like the fire brigade.
That is kind of weird, yeah, because it's kind of like normally. No, I love it. It's like, do you know what? Normally animals run away from fires, but not these guys.
Yeah, but to bring that up as well, that this is like an inversion of nature.
Because it's like obviously they're running to put the fire out.
This is where they come up with the idea that they should go where the monsters have come from to find the source,
which makes sense. Oh, but in the fight in the fight before when he's lighting the fires, I love the bit where damn it. Yuzuhira. Yuzuria. Yuzuria is kind of like, are we going to get involved? Nope, we're not going to get involved. We're going to stay here. Starts chanting fire magic. Okay, we're getting out of here as fast as we can. I like the fact that the other Azumon is basically pinned to the tree with a throwing knife.
Yeah, but
he's just kind of like
once again,
there.
What's the point of these Azumon? You know what I mean? They're if they all had been like novices, that was the word I've been looking for this entire stream, and I couldn't get it out because my brain's boiled at the moment. If they're all novices, I would get it, but the fact that they're all different levels and there's no consistency. It would make sense the novices being sent with the criminals because the criminals aren't deemed any status worthy of sending actual samurai with. If that had been the storyline, I'd have been on board with this. Then their quirkiness would have made sense because they're novices. And their chances to earn their stripes, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah. I understand. I see where you're coming from. I understand.
That didn't come across. It's a messy part of the storytelling that I'm not.
Yeah.
It's disjoining me from the story.
I'm thinking of like finding it online and rereading the manga to see if the manga had, because it's like I'm a fan of the manga. I'm a fan of the manga. When it said like, oh yeah, Hell's Paradise is getting an anime, I'm like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and read through like the first half a dozen so chapters of the manga, volumes of the manga, to see if the manga has the same problem. It could just be messy. So, I mean, the storytelling isn't the cleanest because it jumps from group to group to group to group.
Yeah, and they're doing the episode as well.
I mean, we've learned all about half the characters. We've just learned about Yudikai.
I feel like they should have got this done. Maybe spent 3 episodes before they landed on the island.
Yeah, just going through everybody.
Got all this done.
I love the drop of Yudikai's surprise, which I'm not going to talk about. It's kind of like, a very womanly figure, young boy.
I already said it. I already said her. You know, it's
because
I scratched my head when he said "young boy," and I'm looking, going, "Huh?"
Yeah, Shonan. Calls him by all the young male honorifics, and it's kind of like well, you've got a very womanly figure, and she turns stark naked, just turns around. Well, it's because I am a woman. Turn around, no.
Yeah.
It's like, turn around, no, I've lost my boner. Ah.
Yeah, because he's got a wee bit of a naughty vibe to him.
I don't know how old she's supposed to be because no ages are given for them. She could just be a total tomboy.
Yeah, that's.
Or she could be like 10. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, this is where
it's a bit where she goes, hey, you know what? I've decided. She says to him, I've decided I like you. When we escape this island, let's get married.
Yeah, but she's completely naked, standing for them. Like, fair enough. Anyway, the main group as well. They find this abandoned village. That the plot is starting to. The mystery of the island starting to unveil a bit more. Something's went on here. It's not just a random island. Like, there's obviously a civilization here.
It should, if the legend they're following is true, be a village of hermits. Because there are supposed to be weird part human, part animal, part insect giants living on this island. There's only supposed to be hermits. Because they are the ones who make the elixir of immortality.
Yeah, but something's obviously went wrong. I'm thinking like alchemy or something, you know, they've mixed something wrong and spread around the island. But we finish off this episode with Bandit King and his brother again. And it turns out Bandit King's partially a wee bit of cannibalism because he's no problem. He's drinking the blood of the monsters because apparently there's no water here. And
well, that's so
he's done this before, and he's also partial to he's going to see if there's anything worth eating.
What does he say? It's like the blood of the villagers is the blood of the villagers is our water in the mountains or something like that.
Yeah, it's basically he's done this before. You know, he's done it with humans, so he's no problem doing it with these creatures. His brother is a bit the girly one's a bit annoying. I think that's going to be a character trait that's going to go on a bit too much. Like these two have to go from the story because they're once again they're a distraction.
I do like the scene where the fight starts, and he's like, "My brother will never abandon me. My brother looked after me when I was a kid, and our parents died." It's like he'll never abandon me, and then he trips and falls over, and his brother looks behind him and just keeps running.
Mm-hmm. You kind of saw that one coming though. But
when he lost his weapon,
which we know is the soul of the samurai, etc. You know, it's don't lose your weapon. So that's like another slight. He's just once again, how did he infiltrate? He's too inept. How does he infiltrate this clan and become trusted and become skilled? That's what I mean. It's all over the place with these characters. Like he's acting like he's still just through the just first day on the job sort of thing, or through the door when he picked up a sword for the first time. I'm having trouble with it.
Yeah, I can yes, no. I can understand that. Because it's like apart from Sagiri, I don't think any of the other Asamon really have a role in this.
Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of time being spent if it's not leading anywhere.
It's leading somewhere. It's just taking far too long to get there.
But to finish up this episode, they accidentally bump into two naked girl creature things, but didn't quite get the full shape of whether they're fully human or not. Sort of having a bit of kissy time. And that's the last scene, is them just turning around going, huh? No, they've been caught out or something.
The look they give them, though. The look they give the two brothers. You know it's not going to be good for them next episode.
No, I'm thinking nymphs or something, equivalent to that. But yeah, it's a bit random. But actually, if they use the other characters to explore bits of the island and uncover bits of the island, that would have made more sense.
Oh,
peel back various mysteries, like they encounter different creatures, deadlier traps, rather than their backstories. If they're disposable characters, use them as foils and make the island a character. I feel like the island should be more of a character than it's being shown right now. And there's a lot of wasted time.
In a way, they've kind of done that. It's like we find out that no matter how hard they tried, they're not going to leave the island.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only apparently one way to leave the island. Around the island is like a maze of water currents, and it's full of monsters, like a giant octopus thing with tentacles coming out of its tentacles.
Mm-hmm. because who doesn't need extra tentacles?
I've seen that anime. Actually, so have you. We watched it as a watch party.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of fluff, in my opinion, that's taken away from a really good story here, and it's frustrating me. I'm definitely not watching the next one dubbed, the next half of this, because yeah, I'll not be able to get through it.
Hopefully the weather will cool down a bit.
Hopefully my brain will return to normal, like just slightly incompetent instead of like, because I can only come in, like I have to, like already this is, I'm gonna have to change his shirt. You know, like it's beading. That's how bad it is. And I've got a fan right next to me, and I've got that thing going.
Yeah, after we finish here, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to sit in the water butt on the backyard.
For enough, I might do something similar. I might head out for a bit, just to get a walk.
Yeah, just stand on the backyard because you know it's going to be cool out there.
Yeah, because this is coming in here is horrible. That's why I haven't been that many news articles this week either, because it's just I'm only coming in here for when I need to, and doing basic admin, and then back out again because it's just it's too much.
Yeah, I only get this room cooled down because I've been sleeping here.
But there you go. There's that.
I'm enjoying it. Colin, not so much.
Yeah, I could pass this one by and not feel like I've missed out.
Hopefully it picks up. I really hope it picks up for you.
Yeah, hopefully. This has not been a good start, but we shall see anyway. But there you go. Yep. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the super chats as well. Always fantastic. And just leaves me to say, until next time, keep up to date with the channel, do the technical things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.